Over the last few years, high-income ETFs have become the biggest trend in the markets. But a major problem that I see with majority of high-income funds, like covered call ETFs, is that they rely on selling call options on major indices, like the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq 100, which means that your income is directly tied to tech cycles, AI valuation fears, and sector rotations. And in today's market environment, where valuation fears continue to grow and treasury yields keep climbing to 20-year highs, market momentum could quickly compress. So, in my opinion, finding non-correlating assets is essential for risk management today. And there's a new high-income fund on the scene that's outperformed every other high-income ETF on the market since inception, including prominent funds like SPYI and QQQI. And the craziest part is that it provides a massive 15% dividend yield, distributed every month. In my opinion, pairing my portfolio with this fund can provide strong growth and income potential while mitigating risk from big tech moving into 2027. This fund focuses on a part of the market that's structurally more stable, in a category that has historically returned almost 190% over the past 5 years, versus the S&P 500's 85%, and 105% over the last 3 years versus the S&P 500's 79%, and you can clearly see how this asset behaves in a non-correlating way relative to the S&P 500. It outperformed the market by more than 40% during the 2022 bear market. When I first reviewed the ETF, it only had 200 million in assets, and now that has ballooned to over 800 million. So if your goal is to build reliable long-term cash flow, this is the ETF you'll want to pay attention to. The fund we are revisiting today is MLPI, the NEO's MLP and Energy Infrastructure High Income ETF. MLPI was established on December 17, 2025, so it is extremely new. Now, it's important to understand that while the fund itself is new, the engine behind it is not. MLPI is built on a strategy with a long history of stability and predictability. A good comparison is MLPX. It uses a similar core exposure, but it doesn't incorporate a high income structure. So I'll be using MLPX to compare historical total returns. So how does MLPI actually generate that level of income? And more importantly, what are MLPs? This fund is built on the backbone of the North American economy, energy infrastructure. You see, traditional energy companies are heavily tied to oil prices because their profits depend on a simple formula: oil price minus cost per barrel multiplied by volume. Production costs tend to stay relatively fixed and production volume only shifts slightly, but oil prices can swing 10% or even 30%. So when oil prices fluctuate, revenues and profits fluctuate quickly. That's why traditional energy funds like XLE move so aggressively. I like to think of MLPs like a toll road because the person collecting tolls doesn't care if the car passing through is a $30,000 Honda or a $200,000 Bentley. They only care that traffic keeps moving. In the same way, MLPs get paid based on the volume of oil and gas moving through their pipelines. Whether oil is $100 a barrel or $60, the toll stays the same. That's what makes this sector structurally more predictable and far more attractive for income generation. Now, a unique feature about MLPs is that they are pass-through entities. They typically distribute a large portion of their available cash flow to investors. That's why they're often associated with higher yields, usually in the 6 to 7% range. Although distributions can vary and are never guaranteed. But just like their other popular funds, this fund's managers added a data-driven call option strategy. They sell call options to harvest premium on top of the dividends the companies are already paying. So this creates a double engine for income. Engine 1, the large distributions from the pipelines. Engine 2, the option premium. So even if the energy sector trades flat for a period of time, the option strategy helps keep consistent monthly cash flow coming in. Now, when building a well-rounded income portfolio, I've always said that yield is only half the battle. You also need NAV growth and stability to make sure that income is sustainable long-term. That is how you separate an income trap from a true wealth builder. When you own something like MLPI, you have exposure to the energy sector. So instead of randomly diversifying into completely unrelated volatile names like Nvidia or Micron, I prefer staying structurally aligned within the same sector, looking for energy companies that show strong momentum to complement my core position. And this is where I use ProPix.ai by Investing Pro. One of the most unique features of ProPix.ai is its momentum-based portfolios that are targeted to specific sectors. For example, they have a dedicated energy elite portfolio, and historically over the last 5 years, this AI-driven strategy has returned over 300% and over 63% in just the last year. And here's the part that matters. Say Energy Elite is flagging a stock like OVV. Before I'd ever add it, I pull up its fair value right here, and it tells me instantly whether it's actually undervalued or if I'd be overpaying. And I can see the financial health behind that number. Now, of course, past performance does not guarantee future results. And this is not financial advice, but it is a tool that I personally use to find sector-specific boosters for my own ETFs. Right now, they are running a massive summer sale where you can get up to 55% off Investing Pro. And if you use my link in the description, you can stack an extra 15% off on top of that. And the sale only lasts until the end of August. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your research tools, this is a fantastic time to do it. And it's not just energy. They have multiple strategies across different sectors. For example, the Tech Titans portfolio is up 160% over the last 5 years. You can clearly see the monthly returns of each portfolio compared to its benchmark. You can see exactly when stocks are added, when the portfolio is scheduled to rebalance, and you get in-depth data-backed analysis through their Pro Research tab. Big thank you to investing.com for sponsoring this segment. Now back to MLPI. When you compare MLPI's performance to MLPX, you can see that it does lag in total returns. And that's because of the active covered call strategy. You still participate in upside moves, but the covered calls trade some of that upside for income. But what I love is that it shows much less price volatility. And that is because the high income helps cushion price movements. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I find this fund particularly interesting. The combination of high income, low price volatility, and non-correlation with the overall market makes this a very unique fund for income investors and retirees. But of course, this is just my personal opinion and is not financial advice. So again, since MLPI is fairly new, we can look at MLPX for historical context. Over the past 5 years, this category has significantly outperformed the S&P 500. Over the past year, it has also significantly outperformed the S&P 500. But when you compare total returns to an ETF like XLE, there's a drastic difference in total returns where over the past 3 years, it has outperformed by a very large margin. And this is where you see a big difference between energy companies and MLPs. The total return profile historically has been much smoother and more consistent, and that is what income investors love. Now, let's talk about the biggest reason why people may avoid this sector: taxes. Typically, if you invest directly in pipeline partnerships like Energy Transfer, you don't get a simple 1099 at tax time. You get a Schedule K1. And if you've never dealt with a K1 before, they can be a nightmare. They often arrive late, forcing you to file for extensions. They require complex data entry, and if you hold them in an IRA, they can trigger something called UBTI, which can create unexpected tax complications. But MLPI solves this problem. Because it is structured as an ETF, it handles all the paperwork internally and only sends investors one clean 1099 form. And for many investors, that convenience alone is worth the fee. And just like other NEOS funds, the expense ratio is 0.68%. Now, while we're on the topic of taxes, MLPI has another advantage. A large portion of the distributions are often classified as return of capital, or ROC. If you've seen my other breakdowns, you know that I like return of capital distributions because they aren't taxed as immediate income. Instead, it reduces your adjusted cost basis and defers taxes until you sell. You then eventually pay long-term capital gains tax on it. Now, every investment has a downside, and MLPI is no exception. If you remember earlier in the video, I compared pipelines to toll roads. But if traffic stops, the toll booth goes broke. There's a common misconception that MLPs have zero connection to oil prices, but that's not true. We learned this the hard way twice in the last decade. First in 2015, when oil collapsed from $100 to under $40. Producers stopped drilling, and less drilling meant less volume in the pipelines. The toll roads emptied, and many MLPs had to cut distributions. Then again in 2020 during the pandemic, the world stopped moving and fuel demand collapsed. The lesson here, in my opinion, is simple. MLPI will likely hold up better than raw oil stocks during mild downturns. But in a severe global recession where energy demand drops sharply, this fund will suffer. But overall, this is why I believe diversifying your income streams is so important for the long term. If we ever see some kind of AI bubble burst, then majority of those high income funds tied to the big indexes will be heavily affected. But at the same time, we're seeing an AI power boom requiring massive amounts of electricity and natural gas. So this sector may have another structural tailwind. So what is the bottom line? MLPI is a specialized tool designed for a specific purpose. and that is to extract income from the energy infrastructure space. If you believe global demand for oil and gas will remain strong due to travel, industry, and energy-intensive technologies like AI, MLPI can potentially be a strong complement to any income portfolio. But remember, energy is still a volatile sector, so I would personally treat this as a slice of an income portfolio and not the whole pie. And that is all for this one. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not financial, investment, tax, or legal advice. Discussions of ETFs, investing strategies, market updates, or specific funds are general, not tailored to your financial situation, and should not be relied upon for decision-making. Investing involves significant risks, including total loss of principal, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I am not a registered financial advisor. My content reflects personal research and publicly available information. I may earn affiliate commissions from mentioned products or links disclosed per FTC guidelines, but these do not influence my opinions. Always consult a licensed financial professional and verify information independently. By watching this, you agree I am not liable for any losses or consequences from your actions. International viewers should consult local regulations.